Hi, Visalia Christian Reformed Church. Right now, the rhythms of our life are becoming massively disrupted by this coronavirus. Schools are out, restaurants are closing, sports have shut down, and one of the most valued rhythms in our Christian life is Sunday morning worship. We love gathering together, seeing family and friends. We love singing praises to God. We love opening God's Word together and hearing the gospel proclaimed to us. Unfortunately, this rhythm of worship is not possible for us in the next few weeks. Romans 13 tells us we should do our best to obey the government if that obedience doesn't compel us to disregard God's laws. And our government is asking that no one meet in groups larger than 10 people until this pandemic is contained. So our governing council is making the sad but necessary choice to suspend our gathered Sunday worship on March 22 and March 29. In the event we need to suspend them any further in the future, we'll let you know. Now, this also has some biblical precedent. Leviticus 13 is an entire chapter dedicated to social distancing, I guess we could call it, where God tells his people that if someone is sick, to quarantine them, to socially distance from them so that the community avoids becoming infected. Now, just because one rhythm of life is disrupted, like Sunday morning worship, it doesn't mean that we can't develop a new rhythm, at least for the time being. God gathers his people, but we also notice in Scripture that God scatters his people. He did it primarily in the exile when Judah was conquered by Babylon and shipped off to a faraway country and faraway cities. God's people were scattered throughout the whole Babylonian Empire. Rabbis today teach that as difficult as those years were for the Jewish people, it strengthened the Jewish faith in ways that they say remain even until today. Before the exile, the Jews' worship rhythms were tied to a temple and to sacrifices offered on their behalf by priests and to worship led by priests in the holy place of the temple. However, when in exile, there was no temple. There were no priests offering sacrifices. That entire rhythm for worshiping God was disrupted and upended. So the Jews, in their worshiping of God, needed to come up with a new rhythm for worship. And the rhythm they came up with was a form of home worship. Rabbis today say that the years of parents and grandparents discipling their kids in those 3 generations of exile built a rhythm for discipleship that continues even to this day. They will tell you that the center of faith of the Jews today is not the temple, it's not even the synagogue, it's the home. Our rhythms of worship are disrupted somewhat in the same way today. We cannot gather in one space either. Our new rhythm is going to have to be in the home, and we hope that you will see this as a new opportunity. And if you are single, or you do not have children, or you do not have family nearby, we hope that you will be adopted, or maybe adopt yourself into a new family, especially for Sunday morning worship. Or perhaps you can gather your own small group of friends as you worship in your own home. Now, our staff here at Visalia Christian Reformed Church wants to be able to help you with your home worship rhythm. So we invite you to check out our website. We are revamping our homepage. You'll find on it all the resources you need for Sunday home worship. There will be a link to a worship playlist on YouTube. This will include a short intro video by AJ that will explain how the worship liturgy will proceed. There will be a video of songs with music that accompanies the liturgy AJ is preparing if you aren't very musical and if you would rather sing along to music. And of course, there will also be a video of a short sermon. What else on the front page of that website, there will be a link to a liturgy for Sunday, which you can download, or you can print, or you can follow along on your favorite device. There will also be a link to online giving as well. And I believe in this time when people are panicking and hoarding, giving is an act of revolutionary worship that we should not even begin to think of abandoning. There will also be a link to a kids' worship page. Kids' worship page will have a short video on a Bible passage, and will also have worksheets and discussion guides for parents to work through with their kids. And you can do this before the worship liturgy and the sermon on Sunday mornings as well. The website will also have a midweek ministry link where we will feature regular short videos by the pastors. Hopefully Tuesdays or Thursdays we'll release those videos. We also want to encourage you to join the Visalia CRC members Facebook group. This will be our church's public forum to talk. Think of it as our courtyard kind of post-worship space, but digitally, online. So we ask that you go to this place for sharing ideas on how life is going for you and the new rhythms you're creating on, for example, on how you're keeping your kids engaged or how you might be meeting the needs of your neighbors. And of course, this would be a great place to share your prayer requests with one another and so that we can all join in praying for each other. And I can also imagine in the weeks to come, unfortunately, we might be quite necessary for us to share our needs with each other as we get sick, as resources might become harder to come by, where we can share our needs with each other, and hopefully members of our church can help fulfill these needs and care for one another, such as running errands or grocery shopping and so forth. So please keep paying attention to the church emails. We'll try to keep you as informed as we can. Always feel free to ask questions by emailing to the church or interacting on our church Facebook page. God bless you, and I'll see you digitally this Sunday.